Dual blades are the king of slashing up your hunts all over. With arguably some of the coolest moves ingrained, it's only a matter of time before you try them out. Seemingly simple on the surface, there's a lot more depth than you think to these relatively small but powerful blades. Some even say that dual blades are the hardest weapon in this game. Today you'll find out if that statement is true or not. To really bring your dual blades gameplay to the next level, we are going to engage in a masterclass today. It is demon time. As a dual blades user, the first thing you want to do is look at your weapon icon. You want to enter demon mode and fill up your dual blades bar right here as quickly as possible to max for every hunt ever. Because dual blades come in 4 different modes: normal mode, demon mode, arc demon mode, and the blue mode after perfect dodging. The normal mode is the one you start with, but it's also the mode you want to get out of as soon as possible. You can easily know which mode you're in by looking at the colors of your hands. No colors means normal mode, red color means demon mode, white color means arc demon mode, and blue means the post perfect dodge mode. All of this might be confusing to you when you initially start out with these weapons, as the prompts right here for dual blades only say demon mode. So you might assume that this thing comes with only 2 modes, right? But how it works is simple. Just think of it like this. Check out your dual blades icon right here. The moment you build it up fully, your normal mode now becomes arc demon mode, and it starts to perpetually shoot out jizz all over your sword in an infinite sequence at this icon right here. When you see the white jizz on your blades and the colors becoming a cool gradient of yellow to orange, that means that normal mode does not exist anymore, as long as you don't let this gauge run out, which is good news because you never want to be in normal mode anyways, it sucks. So that means the moment you unlock your arc demon mode, you want to make sure your gauge never goes to 0 again to keep your momentum after your very first time filling up this demon gauge. So after unlocking arc demon mode, which should be pretty much right near the start of the hunt at all times, you then want to synergistically keep switching between arc demon mode and demon mode depending on your stamina and gauge. Demon mode drains your stamina and gives you the ability to build up your demon gauge, while arc demon mode drains your gauge slowly, so you can probably see how and why you want to accordingly switch between these modes. It is to maintain your stamina and demon gauge at all times while maximizing DPS. Demon mode drains your stamina because it comes with different boosts to your attack and dodging capabilities, while also giving you a better moveset. Arc demon mode doesn't give you debuffs like the attack buff, but in turn doesn't drain your stamina, and it also allows you to keep using your demon mode's moves. So it is like a light version of demon mode that is very useful for keeping your momentum. Okay, so that's that. How do we fill up our gauge here as efficiently as possible though? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. If the monster is stationary, the best option is going to be to use your regular Demon Fangs 2-fold Demon Slash into 6-fold Demon Slash combo. This combo is essentially just pressing Y, triangle or left mouse click 3 times. However, one combo of this won't get you to full, so you have to do it twice in a row if starting from 0, and that will top you off perfectly fine to a full gauge. These attacks are nice because they are quite precise, and while you're doing the combo, you have the ability to hop to the left or right for some repositioning, and the combo will still keep going on if repeating the same button press. However, you can also do the same thing by pressing circle, B, or your other mouse click 6 times in a row, going the Demon Flurry Rush, round slash and double round slash combo route, so you can do that combo twice instead. It's the same principle there, and both of these will get you to a full gauge. The sequence tied to B or circle will do a bit more damage than the 6-fold Demon Slash combo, but it doesn't really matter since your goal here is to build up gauge and not DPS. However, Demon Flurry Rush, like the name implies, rushes you forward and thus comes with mobility, and is in that sense more useful if your target is moving and not being stationary and you want to stick onto them. Your character will go a bit more loose cannon here, especially with the round slash follow-ups, and you can whiff the initial Demon Flurry Rush as well by accidentally rushing from the monster, characterizing this combo's more chaotic nature, but it's still great for sticking onto your target when used properly. Finally, you can also mix it up by doing the 6-fold Demon Slash combo first, and if you see that your target is going to move mid building up your gauge, you can then continue the second part here with your Demon Flurry Rush combo. Or the other way around, if your hunt moves first, but then accordingly stops mid-gauge building combo, you can then do the Demon Flurry Rush combo first into the 6-fold Demon Slash combo accordingly. The Demon Flurry Rush combo chains up nicely with your 6-fold Demon Slash combo and feels very smooth to use. It also comes up in the prompt, hence why. While repeating the Demon Flurry Rush combo or the 6-fold Demon Slash combo twice in a row comes with a little break in between, as they can't naturally be chained, which isn't bad either since you can use that to weave in a dodge depending on what is happening, and after the dodge dodge, you can immediately proceed with the second part of the full combo here, which in turn will still make it feel smooth as well. So there are 4 different ways to go about it as summarized on screen, and any of them is fine, and I would just pick which one to use depending on if your hunt is moving or not. Okay, with that then you have the knowledge to build up your gauge as efficiently as possible, saturating the different scenarios. However, what is important is what you then want to do accordingly. Now your main and longest combo as a dual blades user is going to be your Blade Dance 1 into Demon Flurry 1 into Blade Dance 2 into Demon Flurry 2 into finally Blade Dance 3 combo. This is a 5-part combo essentially existing out of 2 named attack moves that you always want to do for the most damage if you get the opportunity. It is a lot of hits in quick succession, giving you the most inputs and attacks from your hardest hitting attacks in a chain, so while you're dishing out the DPS you also get the ability to stick onto your target mid combo, and you then also restore stamina while you're engaging in this combo, and overall this entire combo just deals great damage. The controls for this combo are I plus B or triangle plus circle, or left and right mouse click pressed at the same time into 4 times RT or R2 on controller, or R on keyboard. So it feels pretty smooth to use as well. However, you won't always get the full duration to pull all of it off. So your alternative, more short window combo type of combo is going to be the Blade Dance combo. It is pressing Blade Dance 3 times into ultimately the Blade Dance 3 as a finisher. This combo doesn't take as long and also consumes less gauge. So it comes with more flexibility regarding when and how to use it, and it's what you can resort to when you don't think you have enough time to get the full combo in. And if you then do get more time than you initially anticipated and have enough gauge left, you can just do another one or switch over to the main combo, as it loops very well into the main combo as well. However, it gets better, because remember when I said dual blades is a dance between balancing demon mode and arc demon mode? Well, your blade flurries will always put you in arc demon mode state, and your blade dances will always put you in demon mode state if these are your last inputs. So that means during your main combo you technically have the potential to switch between arc demon mode and demon mode at every single input. A quick way to also see this is by looking at your dual blades icon. If the second blade pops up in the background, then that means you're in demon mode, while if it's only one blade, you are in arc demon mode. Why is this important information, you might ask? Well, it's your pathway to swap in all harmony between both modes at any time, whenever, wherever. If your stamina is running out, you want to switch over to your arc demon mode to not lose your momentum and ability to dodge. You don't get a shield or some type of counter as a dual blades user, so you have to rely on your dodges. However, your arc demon mode gradually drains your actual demon gauge, so you can't just stay in it forever either, and you'll thus have to switch over to demon mode and build up your demon gauge again when it's going to run out. So to summarize the balance here, it looks something like this. You don't really want to manually press RT or R2 to go from one state to another, as that's a bit clunky. You want to make the transition from demon mode to arc demon mode and vice versa as smooth as possible. So with that in mind, we will now talk about the transitional tools and combos to go from demon mode to arc demon mode, or from arc demon mode to demon mode at all times in the smoothest ways possible. In arc demon mode, you have a really good combo that also ends with putting you in demon mode. It goes as following: Demon Flurry 1 into Demon Flurry 2, which allows you to chain it into a Blade Dance 3 for a nice mobile damaging combo. You're now also in demon mode. Your demon flurries are great mobility tools as they propel you forward essentially, so it's a great way to reposition yourself in the process of getting into demon mode, and it's also a great tool to actually get to your target. Blade Dance 3 is the ultimate finisher of the 3-part Blade Dance combo, so it makes this relatively short window combo that you use for utility and mobility mostly also have really good damage at the same time. Since your demon flurries are part of your main combo, you can see why you have great tools to stick onto your target, where it's for moving or if you want to alter between demolishing different body parts. And with that in mind, if we do it the other way around and say you're in demon mode and you want to actually go to arc demon mode, you can just use a demon flurry or 2 for that purpose, and it will give you the mentioned utility at the same time. The demon flurry in demon mode will instantly put you in arc demon mode. But all of this means that if you're mid main combo, or really in any sequence ever where you're using either a demon flurry or a blade dance, you can then accordingly switch as well to either modes, as your demon flurry can follow up your blade dance and your blade dance can follow up your demon flurry at all times. So you have great flexibility to swap to either mode at will. And this is important because it means we have now our tools to always be able to maintain our stamina and our demon gauge as optimally as possible. Regarding using your main combo or your blade dance combo for DPS or your demon flurry to blade dance 3 combo to enter demon mode, you can always chain any of these with the earlier mentioned combos to build up your gauge. So now you can also see how your main combo and shorter window or utility combos loop back into your gauge building combos as well, meaning you will never have to lose your gauge this way either. You can always chain your DPS windows with building up gauge again. For example, you do your main combo, you accordingly lose gauge, you can then follow that up with building up gauge again, and when you see that your stamina is going to run out, you can quickly switch over to the Arc Demon mode, get stamina back, do your Demon Flurry into Blade Dance 3 combo to then get back into Demon mode as well, and rinse and repeat. We're back at step 1. It becomes an infinite loop of you destroying your hunt with DPS and perfectly maintaining balance between both your stamina as well as your gauge. Okay, with that in mind, let's talk a little bit more about Demon Flurries, and this time in the context of movement. Pay attention to the names because everything that has Demon Flurry in the name means mobility. Dual blades come with a lot of movement, and a great movement tech, for example, is to chain your Demon Flurry 1 with your Demon Flurry Rush. And keep looping that as much as you want till you approximate the monster, so you then can chain your Demon Flurry 1 into a Demon Flurry 2 into finally a Blade Dance 3 and enter Demon mode with good damage right at the moment of arrival. To then start going crazy with your main DPS or build up more gauge to compensate for you doing the movement tech. It is a great movement tech, and you can even follow it up on a dodge or an evade or your boosted dodge, even better from the blue state that I will get into in a second, which all shoot you forward if the monster can hit you from the distance. So you can combine your evade into your ultimate movement tech to essentially create the ultimate move evade combo. And finally, let's go back to our main combo, because with everything we now know and know how Demon Flurries and Blade Dances weave together, we can modify our main combo at will. Say you're doing your main combo and you realize you won't have enough stamina, or something happens that requires you to have a shorter version of your main combo. Then you can alternatively, for example, do a Blade Dance 1 into Demon Flurry 1 and Demon Flurry 2 into Blade Dance 3. In the process, we skipped Blade Dance 2 to preserve some stamina, but still got the harder hitting Blade Dance 3 ultimately and finished with that for extra damage. So we essentially also have the ability to modify or shorten our main combo to still end up with our big boy Blade Dancer 3 finisher, and this adaptability is very useful depending on the context of what's happening. Finally, there's also an alternative Arc Demon mode short window combo that hits a lot in quick succession while costing very low, so if you have a build that builds upon that idea, you also have that potential. It's basically just looping Double Slash and Demon Flurry 1, where you can just chain these two back to back as long as you want. It's an infinite loop, and this combo won't do more damage than any of the other mentioned combos so far, but it's a very easy, low cost, short window combo that is very conservative on both stamina and demon gauge. And you can loop this very low cost, low commitment combo into your bigger combos if you see that the opportunity presents a good moment to do so, with our Arc Demon mode to Demon mode combo to chain this low cost combo, starting with our Arc Demon mode to Demon mode combo with chaining Demon Flurry 1 into Demon Flurry 2 into Blade Dance 3, and then go from there into your main combo or build up gauge again. Finally, one more move that I haven't talked about whatsoever is your Rising Slash attack, and this one deserves a nice little shout out too. You don't have a lot of reach with your dual blades, but this one has surprisingly more reach than it seems, and it can be used as a nice tool to hit something that is moving upwards with quite some precision. Nice for when you just need that additional slash in for, say, a tail cut. Okay, so that's that, but then you also get a really good focus strike with dual blades that we haven't talked about either. On top of that, to make the process even faster, and your focus strike is a great utility tool. Not only is it an extra additional source to build up your gauge as well, it also restores your stamina. So essentially doing the job of your own management when swapping between Arc Demon mode and Demon mode. But of course, your hunt won't always have available wounds. If you do see them and your stamina or your demon gauge is becoming very low, or both, well then those are great moments to use your focus strike. Popping wounds, getting momentum, getting stamina and gauge back, and doing nice damage in the process is a lot of utility. And during the epic ultimate spinning blade moment, you're also invulnerable. So it is also a good safety net for if things are becoming a bit too dangerous and you quickly want to get into this animation to essentially defend yourself. It is also one of the most stylish moves in the game, so yeah, you can't really ignore it, you know, you have to use it every now and then. Because with dual blades you hit so many times in quick succession, I would definitely recommend to wound up your hunt all over, so the focus strike here pops multiple wounds at the same time for even better outcomes. Focus strike also comes with some mobility as it launches your character forward, so it's also a nice way to bridge some distance before doing your massive Beyblade move right here. Okay, so that's all the demon mode, archdemon mode things done. However, like I said, you also get a blue state, the perfect dodge state basically. Every time you dodge successfully to negate an hunt's incoming attack in either demon mode or archdemon mode, you get this state. It does not work in normal mode, hence why it is another argument to never be in normal mode. Where demon mode and archdemon mode are two separate modes that cannot be active at the same time, this mode actually stacks with whatever mode you're currently in, which is nice because it means you don't have to think about switching or anything like that with this mode, but your mission is simple here. You just want to proc it by dodging enemies' attacks as much as often. When it's active, you get a nice 20% damage boost as indicated by the icons above your HP bar, and you can see how long it will last as well. In this stage, your dodge gets altered as well and you start actually doing damage with it. It becomes a pretty cool dodge. You can chain the dodge itself that lets you enter the blue state with a screw slicer attack, which is nice because its damage, its gauge build up, and you can accordingly loop that back into either your main combo or build up more gauge and then enter your main combo. The screw slicer attack also launches you forward. So as you see, all aspects of the dual blades ultimately tie together very harmoniously. On the topic of dodging, you can also dodge into a new combo that can only proc mid-air, which is the Heavenly Blade sequence that you can get by dodging off a ledge like this and then pressing accordingly Y or triangle a few times. It is a nice source of damage that you can activate while your character is mid-air. And not just mid-air while dodging from a ledge like this, but from any slope you're sliding off, or even if you're mounted and go demon mode mid-air after jumping off. It is a very useful and cool entrance from an aerial position or a gravity-induced scenario where your character is going downwards that can be chained nicely into either of your main DPS combo or your demon gauge building combos. Mid-air and jumping onto your target is also a nice way to mount your hunts to quickly get a bunch of wounds in. You can just press triangle or Y to do this and you get a nice position to operate from and use the finisher for some great damage. And then you also have the other wounds to operate on later in the fight for either a great portion of DPS or a gateway to use your focus strike whenever you want later on. For opening the hunt and starting the fight, I would always start with a nice sneak attack to get some nice damage in and the flinch, and then immediately go rampant in demon mode and get your demon gauge full as quickly as humanly possible to unlock archdemon mode, and then just accordingly start the full gameplay loop that we have talked about all this video long. So all in all, we can summarize this video by saying that every aspect of the dual blades strengthens each other and each aspect accentuates its core gameplay loop. It is a perfect harmony of stamina and demon gauge management on one hand, and on the other hand going absolutely berserker with DPS and sticking onto your target with all the mobility and utility that you get, while you also can then dodge to prevent incoming damage but to also unlock even more power at the same time. And if both sides of the coin here are executed well, then they will flow very well into each other and you'll have a very smooth time, and you will never run out of either stamina or demon gauge. Waltz has, in my opinion, perfected the dual blades, and now it's time for you to perfect your subscription feed by adding me to it. Yes, hit that subscribe button right now, give the video a like, check out my Patreon if you like what you see and want to go the extra mile, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.